Hello, it's Diane, and I have a junk journal to share with you. This is a custom order, and she requested a Renaissance type of journal with this wee wifey book cover. It's embossed with this beautiful black design. It's kind of a burgundy rust color. And I love this image. There was a blank spot here, and I just thought it was perfect to put this beautiful image. This is from the Graphic 45 Renaissance Faire collection. She had seen 2 journals I had made with that collection, and she really liked it and wanted a similar book. I had a few pieces left from that collection, and I also purchased some images from Digital Magpie, and I have some book images, so I was able to put this book together for her. It has 3 signatures. The spine is just so pretty, so I just left that. And I put this little clip on with this dangle that I thought was perfect for Renaissance. And it can be clipped here or at the top of the spine, whichever you'd like, or take it off and use it for something else. It has 3 signatures. It's quite a fat book. It has a 1.5-inch spine, and it's tied with this gold satin ribbon. Inside is the last piece of Once Upon a Time paper stack paper that I had, so I thought that was beautiful for the end papers. This is a cutout from the Graphic 45 paper with some trim stitched on it, and here is a coffee dyed tag I stamped "This book belongs to," and this is a piece from Graphic 45 Renaissance Faire. This is one of my book images here. I believe it's Da Vinci because she looks very much like the Mona Lisa. And I stitched it on as a pocket, and there's some more trim here. And inside the pocket is this beautiful Rossetti, I think, Rossetti an image, stitched to coffee dyed paper. I'll do that later. And here's one of the Digital Magpie images. It was a sheet of these. I think they're ATC size, maybe 8 images, and I think I used them all in the book. Here is a tag I made with my patterned craft cardstock that I have, and an image from Graphic 45. Here's a little tiny Graphic 45 image, and it's stitched on here with some seam binding and cheesecloth. My Mona Lisa stamp. It says, "You make me smile." Journaling spot here, and a pretty little envelope with a stamp on it, and this card inside has 2 images by Vermeer. I know they're not Renaissance, but the Renaissance Faire paper had some Vermeer and Rossetti, so it wasn't all Renaissance period paper, so I went with that. There's a stamp here. This is Vintage Ledger. And each signature has a library pocket that I collage stamped on in various colors and using various stamp images. Some lace stitched up here. There's a card tucked inside. There's a stamp here. I used quite a few of my Anna Griffin stamps in this book because they look really nice with the Renaissance designs. Graphic 45 paper, another little tag made with my craft cardstock, and this is cut out of a book that I had. It's a vintage book, and it was about, I think it was the history of the harpsichord or something like that. Harpsichord or piano, I don't know, but this was a kind of a Renaissance looking image, and so she's holding an instrument under her arm there. There's a book image. Beautiful. There's, I believe that's Da Vinci. And another little collage of stamped images. Here's a music book page that I put in the middle. The stitching is in there. And here is a post stamp from Magyar. Postage stamp, I should say, with an image on it. Some trim is stitched here, and then inside the pocket is a coffee dyed index card with a Gemma's Vintage Garden tab on it. And here's another of the digital magpie images. Here's another of the Anna Griffin stamps. And this one is embossed strip of paper, and I rubbed some Inca Gold on it. And it's a little tuck spot for just a couple little tags. The stamp up there. Graphic 45 image with seam binding and cheesecloth. Here's a little fold out for writing. A stamp. This one has a little piece of ledger and graphic 45 image, some lace, and a little bulb pin with this little tag that I coffee dyed and rubbed some Tim Holtz rub-ons on. Another Anna Griffin stamp there. This came off of a calendar that I had. I just love the images. It was a pre-Raphaelite art calendar. And so I put her on as a pocket and put some lace here. And this came out of that book about the harpsichord. I love that image. The lady's playing a harpsichord and sitting on swans. And on the back, I left this image here and then covered the rest with coffee dyed paper and a strip of washi tape. Second signature has part of the dust jacket for that book about the history of the harpsichord. And inside is just a piece of scrapbook paper to journal on. I just love that lacy image. And there's a little piece of the graphic 45 as a little tuck spot and two little die cut tags. Here's a graphic 45 stamp and cheesecloth and seam binding. Anna Griffin stamp. Here's the library pocket for this signature. There's a very faint stamp up there. This is a stamped image that I stamped onto craft paper and cut out and glued on. Here's a vellum pocket with one of the digital magpie images, and this, I think this was a free printable. I can't remember. I don't think this was in a kit that I bought. I think this was a free one. But anyway, it tucks in there. It's stitched coffee dyed paper. This is from the graphic 45 paper. Beautiful image. And this is tucked inside, stitched to coffee dyed paper. Another piece of vintage ledger paper. Some washi tape up there and a little tag from graphic 45. And here's another piece of lace with a bulb pin and another tag with rub-ons. Here's another page from that pre-Raphaelite calendar, and it's got a piece of music fabric stitched along the edge. A little image, and this was a graphic 45 freebie. It's a sheet of labels. And so I thought that was nice to stick on there. Here's a piece of coffee dyed paper with a stamp. Another sheet of music paper and another index card with a tab. Vermeer. Another piece of the graphic 45 paper and another of the EVG freebies. And here's a tag that I made with my Cricut. Castle here. This is a stamp of some grapes. This is another piece that I embossed with my Big Shot, and this is a Vermeer painting that I punched out with my oval, and it just fit in. There was a little oval, smooth oval in the middle of this design, and she fit in there very nicely. And here is an image that I folded, a nice big image for journaling on. And I accordion folded it so that her face would show when it's tucked in. And here is another book jacket. It's quite shiny, but it was a novel that I had picked up at the library for $1. I actually read the novel, but I saved the dust jacket because I thought it was a pretty image. If you get confused about it, there's a third figure over here. The novel was something about the power of 3. So there were 3 figures here dancing in a ring or something. So this mystery arm belongs to the third figure. There's a little journaling spot here and some folded up scrapbook paper tucked in. And there's some more embossed cardstock that I rubbed some Inca Gold on. And these are a couple pieces cut from the Graphic 45 paper. This is from the Graphic 45 and I glued it to copy dyed paper. This is a postage stamp, again, Magyar, of the Madonna, but it looks Renaissance. Another stamped library card pocket. This is another postage stamp, but I glued her behind this Graphic 45 little frame. Thought it fit perfectly in there. There's a tuck spot here with this image, which I got from the internet. A stamp here, and this is a piece of copy dyed lace with the pin and a rub-on tag. Calendar page. Magyar, or digital magpie here. A little sack and a tag. The music paper, a little Graphic 45 stamp and index card. Digital magpie. And actually this image is shown in the Graphic 45 collection. There's a stamp. Some ledger paper here. And here's another image from the history of the harpsichord. And this is just a piece of yellow cardstock that I attached an image from Vermeer to, and it's a little tag tucked in there. Here's another Graphic 45 frame, and this tag pulls out. I'm not going to pull it out because it's a little bit of a pain to put it back in and get it centered. But this is one of the digital magpie images. Another digital magpie here. Looks like she's crowning herself, whoever she is. 2 images from Graphic 45. And this one has some stitching here because of what I stitched on the other side, and there's a square stitched in the middle, so I adhered this Vermeer portrait there. And the back page, I love this. It's another digital magpie. And Maria, you get the last piece of this gorgeous embroidered lace that a friend sent to me. I had used most of it in a Snow White journal that I made for myself, so I guess I can give up the last of it. It's such beautiful lace, and it was perfect for this journal. Here's another piece of the Graphic 45, and it's a pocket here, and this image I got from the internet, and it's stitched to copy dyed paper. So there you go. I hope you like it, Maria, and I'll be sending it off to you if you do like it and decide that you want it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.